Verse 11, it continues, Ipe they afto o Theos, and God said to him, Ego o Theos su, I am your God, the ego, I. Avxanu, ke plethinu, grow and multiply. Oxen is a hormone for growth. Plethino, a plethora, is the derivatives. Ethne, nations, ethnic. Ke synagoge, synagogue, all these derivatives. Nations, ke gatherings, ethnon, of nations. Esonte exu, shall be from you, from Jacob, not Esau. Ke vasalis ek tis osfiu su exalev sonte, and kings shall come forth from your loin. In verse 12, Ke tigin in edoka Avraham, ke Isaac, and the land which I gave to Abraham and Isaac, adedoka aftin, see, I give it to you. Keto spermati su, and your seed metase, thoso tingin tavtin, and to your seed, the spermati su, sperm, derivative, after you I shall give this land. It's all promised by God thousands of years ago, the land of Israel. 13. Aneve they o Theos ap aftu, and God ascended from him. Ek tutopu u elalase met aftu, from the place where he spoke with him. So all this history of God interaction with man, basically these few people, and it was all written down and in detail. And we have it handed down now for thousands of years. There's nothing like this that was so many years past, and it was written by so many people and comes together as a whole down into the time of Jesus. Verse 14, Ke estesen Yaakov stealing in totopo, o elalase met aftu o Theos. And Jacob set up a monument in the place in which God spoke with him. Stealing lithening, a stone monument, so the stones piled up on top of each other. Ke espisen ep aftin spondin, and he offered upon it a libation. We'll be going through these once we get into the Levitical laws, the sacrifices. Ke epechen ep aftin eleon, and he poured upon it olive oil. 15. Ke ekalasen Yaakov to onoma tu topu in o elalase met aftu aki o Theos vaithio. And Jacob called the name of the place in which God spoke with him there, Bethel. In verse 16, Apares the Yaakov ek vaithio, and Jacob departed from Bethel. Epekse tin skinin aftu epekina tu Pirgu Gader, and his tent beyond the Tower of Gader, which we're not sure where this was exactly. Ageneto the inika egisen havratha, and it came to pass when he approached Chabratha to Elthin istin Ephratha, to come unto Ephrath, etake Rachel, Rachel bore. Now, this is, it'll say later, is Bethlehem, so we'll just go into the map here again. And so he was up here in Bethel, and then he's now gone down to Bethlehem, right close to it, where Rachel died. In verse 17, Ageneto they into sclerosavtin tiktin, and it came to pass in her harshly bearing, Ipen afti imea, the midwife said to her, Tharsi, be of courage. Kegar uto si estin eos, for also this is a son to you. She earlier had Joseph. And 18, Ageneto they into afiene Avtin tim Psikin, and it came to pass in her letting go the Psikin, the psychology, the psyche, the psyche, the soul. Apethniske gar, for she was dying. Ekalase to onoma avtu, she called his name, Eos Odhinis mu, son of my grief. O they patir ekalase to onoma avtu venia min, but the father called his name Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. Verse 19, Apethene they Rachel, and Rachel died. Ke etafi ento otho Ephrathah, and she was entombed in the way of Ephrath. Avti esti Bethlehem. This is Bethlehem, which we will be going to more in the New Testament with Jesus being born there. In verse 20, Ke estesen Yaakov stealing epi to menimiu avtis, and Jacob set up a monument for her memorial. Avti esti stealing epi to menimiu Rachel. This is the monument upon the tomb of Rachel. Eos tisimeres tavtis, until this day, and maybe they knew even when they came back from being in Egypt, where it was. Verse 21, Ageneto they inika katokasen Israel antigi akini, and it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land, Eporevthi Ruvin, ke akimithi meta valas, and Reuben went and bedded with Bilhah. Reuben was the firstborn and son of Leah, and he bedded with his aunt Bilhah, who was the mother of Dan and Naphtali. Tis palakis tu patros avtu Yaakov, the concubine of his father Jacob. Ke ikusen Israel, Jacob heard. Ke poniron ephani enan tion avtu, and it appeared wicked before him. And we see how wicked it is by his curse at the end, and his life when he's in Egypt. And he says, Reuben, my firstborn, you are my strength and the beginning of my children, stubborn to bear and stubborn self-willed. Overflowing as water, you should not erupt, for you ascended upon the marriage bed of your father. Then you defiled the strewn bed which you ascended.